Hello, BookTube, and welcome back to the Library Tour of Doom. This is a tour through all of my books, book by book. All of them. Everything that's here, thousands are here, everything on my iPads and iPhones and Kindles and whatnot, and everything that's in my book journal, everything that I ever have owned. So it's going to take a while. And today we have something I really like, something I couldn't live without. This is itself, what is this? This is a little modern library from a long time ago. This is the autobiography of Benvenuto Cellini. This is translated by John Addington Simons, who does a fantastic job. He is the standard translator for this. So if you find a dusty old copy, which is what this is, if you find a dusty old copy at a flea market or something, it's almost certainly going to be his in one form or another. And it's tremendous. It really is. It is a reading experience like no other. Benvenuto Cellini was an Italian Renaissance jewel crafter and sculptor and craftsman of all kinds, metal worker, and he had an amazing amount of talent. You can still see a lot of his signature works in museums around the world. And of course, you don't need to go there. You can Google his name and his artwork, and you'll see lots and lots of stuff. And a couple of his pieces are some of my favorite pieces of art anywhere in the world. And that is despite the fact that the #1 fan of the artwork of Benvenuto Cellini was Benvenuto Cellini himself. He was a braggart, a criminal in a great number of ways, and in almost creative number of ways. Hobnobbed with the great, took his commissions from the powerful and the wealthy, and wrote it all up in this book, which is an amazing reading experience, the like of which we really don't have in the Western world until you get to Samuel Pepys, I think. Of course, the immediacy of it, the feeling that I'm talking about here is the immediacy in the sense that you know the person who's writing it. You get those in Pepys. But there's a little more exaggeration here, I think, in Pepys. Pepys exaggerates his womanly conquest. But even so, very little. I'm sure that the people involved would recognize the incidents, whereas Benvenuto Cellini, in any incident, no matter how large or how small, you have this distinct impression that he is telling you a whopper designed to make himself look like the greatest thing since sliced gorgonzola. And that once you know that, you are in for a treat on almost every page. I picked a passage at random just before I turned on the camera. I want to read you this. I remember one day in particular, on the day of the Epiphany, when we were together near La Magliana. It was close upon nightfall, and during the day I had shot a good number of ducks and geese. Then, as I had almost made my mind to shoot no more that time, we were returning briskly towards Rome. Calling to my dog by his name, Boruco, and not seeing him in front of me, I turned round and noticed that the well-trained animal was pointed at some geese which had settled in a ditch. I therefore dismounted at once, got my fowling piece ready, and at a very long range brought 2 of them down with a single ball. And things like that continue throughout the autobiography. Benvenuto Cellini will be riding his horse at breakneck speed at night down an alley in Rome. The horse will accidentally run up a sheet of roofing tiles, just a pile of roofing tiles that have been left there as refuse. The horse won't see it in the dark, will run up the pile of roofing tiles, vault into the air, flip all the way around with Cellini in the saddle, and land on the ground and just keep running. I don't believe a word of it, but it doesn't matter because this is just so enjoyable. So your penguin, or no, not your penguin, your book for today in the Library Tour of Doom is a keeper. It's a classic. I have had many different editions of this thing. I think right now I only have 2 others, the Penguin Classic and the Oxford World Classic. I believe the Penguin Classic is by this same translator. I'm pretty sure that Oxford is not. I don't think I have any others. And I don't, every once in a while I will see at the bridle and get, and then discard, there's a big, gorgeous, hugely oversized illustrated edition of this that's full of the locations that Cellini describes, the people that he describes, and also especially his own artwork. It's all throughout that big illustrated volume. If I see that again, I will probably grab it, because I'm a lot less intolerant now of oversized books, now that I'm keeping an eye on my collection, now that I'm making sure to get rid of books as industriously as I collect them. I would like that bigger volume, so I'll keep an eye out for it. The Brattle will provide. But in the meantime, it's the words that matter. This is terrific. So if you get a chance to read it and you're on the fence, consider yourself nudged, heavily nudged. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, but I'll see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.